Hello everybody! Welcome to May the 8th today. I have not vlogged since I got back to Wellington. So my last video would have been me traveling all the way from Canada after visiting my mother for 5 weeks straight. I came back to New Zealand a couple days ago. I landed here on the 4th of May because I lost a whole day in transit and international date change. I basically lost Friday and I arrived here in Wellington on Saturday. I was jet lagged, not gonna lie. That's a long, brutal journey. It's such a long flight and I really wish that I hadn't booked a transfer in Australia. I think I just prefer now to go from Ottawa to Vancouver and then Vancouver direct to Auckland, because then once you get to Auckland, you're in the country and then you just take a quick little domestic to Wellington from there, which is only like an hour flight. When I had to transit through Brisbane, it just was just that, just the last flight was just long. It was like 3.5 hours and I was so tired. And yes, it took me directly to Wellington, but I was just like, I really would rather have just flown to Auckland. But anyways, I can't really complain because the flight from Vancouver to Brisbane was actually so empty. I had a whole row of 3 seats to myself. I actually was able to lay down, not completely straight, but like curled up. I could lay down and just rest myself. I can't really sleep on planes and I really didn't sleep like soundly or anything like that. It was just nice to lay down and not be in a seated position the whole flight. Everybody in my little segment of the plane have their own row. It was just insane. I was actually not supposed to be on that flight. I was supposed to be going from Vancouver to Sydney, but then because that plane was delayed, I had to call Air Canada and they rebooked me on the Vancouver to Brisbane. I was happy for that. Just amazing to not have to share with anybody for 15.5 hours. Super grateful for that. But anyways, I ramble. Sorry. It's been a while since I vlog and every time I come back, I feel like I'm just a rambler. So bear with me on this update. It's not going to be that exciting, to be honest. I've just been sleeping, pretty jet lagged, getting back into New Zealand's time zone. It's like we're so far ahead of the world. It's kind of crazy. But I have to say, I'm so grateful to be back here. I was really missing home. I was missing the comforts of my life that I've built here. It's really good to travel to get a renewed perspective for the really good things that you have in your life and just a good reminder to be grateful for what you have. The weather here is very cold. We're definitely plummeting into winter and my mom is enjoying some beautiful spring to summer weather. When I was visiting her, it was literally so cold the whole time. So try not to be bitter. No, but I actually enjoy the crisp air. I've been wearing my nice leather jacket and it's nice to be around my city again. I went to the gym yesterday for my first workout back in my home gym. It was literally just amazing. Not only did I miss my friends there, but I also missed the beautiful equipment and how clean it is, and just I had the best leg day workout yesterday. I'm so sore today, but every hour I was there for like 2.5 hours. I was so happy and grateful. I'm so happy to be back. And today I did a really nice day out in town. I got ready pretty early because I'm so jet lagged. I'm up pretty early in the morning. So I walked around the waterfront. I walked to Lambton Quay. I did a lot of browsing through a lot of stores and I didn't actually buy anything. I just like looking at what's new, the new season, stuff like that. And then I stopped at the public library and I got some new library books because if you don't know, I love to read. And actually my Masha had bought me a book before I left Canada. And that was really sweet of her because books are not cheap. But this is the book she bought me and I'm almost finished it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to finish this so fast. I need to go to the library and get some more books. And I'm going to get back into my reading because I'm still unemployed and I have a lot of time on my hands. So I picked up these books here. I discovered a new author, Kelly Armstrong, and I like her series called A Rip in Time. It's a really cool mystery series of a woman who goes back in time, has to solve crimes and stuff. And in the meantime, I'm just gonna rest my body, get back into a routine, have a great workout routine at the gym, and read a lot of books and work on my video editing. So that's the plan for now. Thanks for listening to this update. I hope you guys are well. Right, so it's the 12th of May and I've come down to Princess Beach in Houghton Bay because there's this mega solar storm happening right now, and it's captivated the world that there's Aurora Australis here in New Zealand and Australia in the southern hemisphere, and Aurora Borealis in the northern hemisphere, North America, and that there's just a high chance of seeing those phenomena wherever you are in certain areas. So I'm trying to see it tonight. I missed it last night and I came down to the beach today. I don't know, this cloud just came out of nowhere, so I'm really hoping it goes away in time for me to see it tonight, because I just have so much FOMO. So many people today posted amazing photos from last night's show, and this is like, you don't even have to go anywhere. You could see it from Wellington. Typically you'd see it only at like the South Island on a clear night, but yeah, these clouds came out of nowhere. So I'm gonna stick around for a little bit, see if I can catch a glimpse of the Aurora Australis tonight. The things I do, I've brought in my camera gear with me. I have my tripod. I'm just trying to see this. Wish me luck. So all of this cloud just kind of came out of nowhere. It's like a ridge line that's kind of holding, so I'm hoping I can see a little bit through the ridge line there. But please go away, clouds. Okay, it's the next day and I feel a little bit gutted because I literally stayed on that beach for 3 hours and I didn't see anything. There was no Aurora Australis last night. Apparently it was supposed to be visible between like 9 to 2 in the morning, but I didn't know that. I thought that I could see it at the same time that people saw it the day before. People were posting photos the next day saying, oh, I saw this at 5:30, I saw this at 6:45, I saw this at 7, and they were in Wellington. So I just went off of that, and unfortunately you shouldn't do that apparently because each day is different. Unbeknownst to me, I took the bus to arrive at that time that other people had seen it at the same place the day before, and I didn't see anything, and I spent 3 hours on the beach. I got so incredibly cold. Thankfully there was some miracle and it wasn't windy last night on the beach, and there were so many other people there trying to see it too, so I wasn't the only one. And I was talking to a photographer who assured me, he was like, yeah, it's supposed to be brighter tonight, we're gonna be able to see it between maybe 7, 8 or 9. So I stayed there till 8:12 p.m. and I was like, look, the bus that I need to take only comes once an hour. By 7:30 I was already ready to call it, but I was like, if it happens and I leave, I'm gonna be so upset. So I'm gonna give it till 8:12, and after that I was like, no, I can't take it anymore. I was so cold. I caught the bus home, and then within 40 minutes of getting home it started raining. I was just so annoyed. So no, I missed it. I missed the phenomena. I did not see it. I invested so much of my time and energy to try to see it. It's not like I have a car I can just hop into and drive anywhere I want. I had to take buses. I spent the bus fare. It just didn't pay off. So if you were one of the lucky people who knew about this phenomena, were able to see it, good for you. Those of us that forgot or didn't hear about it and slept through it like I did, too late and we missed out. Very hopeful, but no result this time. It will happen. I'm confident though. There will be a day where I will see the Aurora Australis in the southern hemisphere. All right, I'll see you guys in another update. Bye! I just got back from shopping at the Sunday Harbourfront Market. I kind of just let my impulses take control because why did I buy this? What? First of all, it's beautiful. It's like a work of art. But why did I buy this? Hello, this is my child. Thank you for watching my TikTok of me and my child, because this bowl of lettuce, I don't even know. What do you do with this? $2, by the way. Even if I don't eat it all, absolute bargain. I guess it's salads for the rest of the week. One more $2 bargain. Hi, here's my floral arrangement. It's massive. It's absolutely massive. $2. Wow. Okay, a risk of getting something from the farmer's market is straight out of the depths of this fucking massive lettuce. Crawled out a bee, a honey bee. So I'm gonna release her because, well, him or whatever he is, because it's a bee. I don't want to kill a bee. When it crawled out, it looks really tired. I'm just gonna take him outside of the window here and let him crawl out. But this is my do-good deed of the day, not killing him. But when I tell you the level I screamed when I looked at my lettuce and I saw that thing moving around in there, oh my god, I screamed so loud. I gotta let this bee go. How do I do this? Hey. Oh, jeez. He flew off. Lettuce update. I think I'm It doesn't look as massive. There's still a lot in there, but I'm making headway. Hi everybody, it is May 23rd today. I am just back from an appointment that I wanted to debrief the vlog on because this is an exciting journey and I want to capture it. For selfish reasons, I want to look back and see this journey, and this is me getting adult braces. I've decided to make the plunge. I've been thinking about this for a long time. When I got my adult teeth in, I always had overcrowding, but I never did anything about it because all my dentists said your teeth are really good. The only reason you would need braces is for cosmetic reasons. You don't have a misaligned bite or anything. Are you interested? And I used to always say no because I didn't want to deal with the due diligence of the maintenance and stuff. And I honestly just really enjoyed my teeth the way they were. In some ways, I still think my teeth look nice. After doing extensive research, I found an orthodontist here in Wellington. This was after visiting one maybe about 6-7 months ago, and I just didn't get a good vibe there, so I never went back. But this time I called a bunch of dentists, orthodontists. I asked all the questions. I asked about their fees and everything, and I made an informed decision to go to the one that I eventually chose. I just came back from the consultation today and I feel great. I felt so comfortable with the orthodontist. He was very understanding, approachable, and very informative, and his demeanor was just really nice. I felt very relaxed in his presence. I felt confident that he knew what he was doing. He was just so knowledgeable in Invisalign, and that's clear aligner, so that's what I'm opting to get. I could have done metal braces. Actually, contrary to popular opinion, I like metal braces. I think they look so cute. I wouldn't mind having it in my mouth, but at the end of the day, aligners, Invisalign, they just worked well with my lifestyle. And also, I struggle with teeth clenching and teeth grinding at nighttime when I sleep, and so aligners just work really well for that, because if I have metal braces on, it's not easy to get a mouth guard on to protect my teeth. But with Invisalign, you have to wear the aligners so much of the day, like 22 hours of a 24-hour day, you have to have these aligners in. So obviously when you're sleeping, you're wearing them, and that's actually also protecting my teeth because I grind and clench my jaw. So it's two birds, one stone. It just was like a perfect candidate. I have mild to moderate crowding, he said, and my bite actually, because of my clenching, has changed my alignment in my right jaw. So he's like, we need to correct your jaw alignment on the one side. This side is perfectly fine, he said. This side has now been degraded over time, and this side is compensating for this side. Overall, a really great positive experience today. I'm so happy because it is a big decision. It's a huge commitment, big responsibility, not only with compliance of wearing the aligners, but also financially. It's going to cost almost $10,000 all in, which is a big investment. But overall, the health of my mouth, my jaw, I've been experiencing a lot more issues with symptoms called TMJ symptoms as a result of clenching my jaw. Because that's been increasing as I get older, it's been a priority now to really pay attention to my oral hygiene health, and I want to make sure that everything is good, and if my bite needs to be realigned, it's going to need braces to get it realigned. So that's what we're doing. We're investing in ourselves in 2024. This was not on the bingo card to get Invisalign this year, but right now is a really good time because I'm not working. I have to stay in New Zealand for visa reasons. When I apply for permanent residency in July, I gotta be in the country while I'm waiting for that to be approved. Also, I had a custom mouthguard made, and it was so expensive, like $450 to fit my upper teeth, and I was wearing it every day at night to protect my teeth from grinding and clenching because I have worn down my back molar so much from continual grinding. It's hard to see. Anyway, I digress. So basically, I've been wearing a mouth guard. I only had it for 5 months, and I already wore a hole in the back right molar. Insane. That retainer was supposed to last me like a couple years, and I would have to actually get that replaced within the next few months because I went to the dentist and showed her it, and she was like, wow, yeah, you grind a lot, so we're gonna have to get you to spend more money to get a more hard retainer for your mouth, and it's like $750 on top of $450. And I was like, listen, if I'm just gonna get my teeth straightened anyway, and I spend all this money on another custom mouth guard that matches my teeth as they are now, why not just do everything at once? So I thought that's the better option for me. It was just like an investment in myself overall, and I feel really happy about it. And when I went to reception after speaking with the dentist, I asked her, well, when can we come in for my workup? Because now the next step that I've decided to go with them, I have to go back and do a full full workup, which is like photos, scans, x-rays, examination, make sure the teeth are healthy, a pre-treatment plan. What are we going to do? What are the options? What's it going to look like? How many trays are we going to give you? And because I decided to use the actual brand Invisalign, it's all using their software that will help to project what your results will look like. When they send it back to the actual manufacturer in Invisalign, then that's where they get the trays made, and then they get them shipped back to my orthodontist, and then I pick them up and start treatment pretty much right away after that. And so after I talked to him, I went to the receptionist and I was like, when can I come in? As soon as possible. And she's like, how about tomorrow at 8 a.m.? And I was like, hold on, maybe not that early. So she's like, okay, we have a 3:20 p.m. and that's the one appointment that I chose. And that is expensive. That in itself is $500. Today, just to speak with the orthodontist was $56 for the consultation. And that's like actually on the cheap end for consultations. Some of these other orthodontics that I'd done research for in Wellington wanted like 100, 165, all just to speak to the orthodontist. That's not including any of the tests or anything. So definitely if you're thinking about doing it in your city, just shop around, do your research, call. I literally picked up the phone and I called so many orthodontist practices just asking questions. How much is your estimated price for clear aligners, and how much is the fees for XYZ? And when you walk into the orthodontist practice, you have to feel comfortable. You have to feel confident in the orthodontist and his skill and what he can offer you. And if you get good feelings, your intuition is good, then I would say you're good to go. So that's how I felt today. And that is the first step in a different mouth, a different smile. Come along with me on these braces as an adult. I'm 32 years old. If you're new here, my name's Kyra, and I'm about to start my adult braces journey. This is update number 1. So tomorrow I will do another update talking about my whole workup experience. $500 is crazy. Can't believe I'm doing it. Finally, like ripping that band-aid off that I've been umming and ahhing about for years. 2024 is the time. I'm so excited. Okay, bye. Hey everybody, welcome to the next day. It's May 24th. I just got back from my second appointment at my orthodontist. First of all, I just wanted to talk about, I went shopping. I got this cute little fair trade tote. The fair trade store in Wellington is going out of business and they had everything on for 40% off. So I thought I'd get this tote. You could take it to the market. It's woven, nice and long and big, and I could put other bags inside of it when I'm not using it. Actually, let's test it out. Okay, so I have this like bench here, and as you can see, there's a lot of bags. This backpack has bags inside of it. So I was thinking of taking some of these bags out and actually storing them in this woven bag when I'm not using it, maybe arranging it some way on this bench and just trying to collect all the bags together. Got a lone bag here. Could put a bag into there. This bag I use a lot of the time, so it still has things inside of it, but you kind of get the gist here. I want to just condense to make it look a little bit more tidy. And then when I want to use the bag, it's going to look amazing because it's this beautiful woven tote. I just thought that was so gorgeous. So I picked that up for $35 after my 40% off discount. But I digress. That is not the update that you're here to listen to. I'm going to talk about my Invisalign journey. I went in there and I did x-rays. I did the full workup. I still have an indentation from the little x-ray machine. I had to put my chin on and then bite down onto something, and then they had this machine rotate around my head and take x-rays that kind of took my teeth and then flatten them out in a line so we could look at them and see all of the roots and the nerves and everything. It was pretty cool. The good news is I have healthy teeth, healthy roots, no infections, good sinuses, he said, and everything was looking great. We did a scan. He had this contraption in my mouth that scanned my whole teeth, and that replaces the need to do a mold that you would have done back in the day. Now, all of this data that was collected, including photos, x-ray, and a 3D scan, all that data will be sent to Invisalign. They're going to take my data and come up with a video that is a presentation on my treatment plan. That has to take some time because the data has to be processed and they have to put that together. So what they've done is booked me another appointment in a week's time. So next Friday, I'm going back to the orthodontist for that appointment. At that stage, we're going to go through the treatment plan. If I don't like how it's looking, I have the control to actually tell them I'm not very happy with XYZ. Let's let's tweak it this way, or it all looks good, let's go for that. So that is the next step. It is quite a lot of appointments, so I didn't realize that at the time. I thought that I was also doing that today, but it makes sense. And I gotta wait for Invisalign to actually make my trays. It is quite a long process. I think all in, it's gonna take about 1 month to actually get the trays in my mouth. Like, the faster I can get this treatment started, the better for me. And then my payment plan is pretty simple. So today's scans and x-rays and everything was $500, so I paid that fee today. Next week when I go back in for the presentation of my treatment plan, there is no fee. But then the week after, or 2 weeks, or however long it takes to get the actual physical trays here to Wellington, that is when I'll put down a deposit on my treatment, $4,000, and then from there they will be charging me once per month to pay off the remainder of my balance until I pay it off in full. And there's no interest on that, so it's really nice that they do that. Time was of the essence. I wanted to get it done. I didn't want to wait until I was working so that I could help balance off the cost. It's gonna take time, and I'd rather start the treatment now rather than wait until one day when I do get a job. I just don't know when that's gonna be. I'm really happy with my orthodontist. He's just so kind and very detail oriented. I just have this intuitive trust to how he's going to handle me as a patient and my treatment and my results. So that's the most important thing for me, is that I'm getting this done and investing my money in a place where I trust their work. This is so cool. So that's the update for now, and the journey continues with getting Invisalign. I will talk to you guys in the next update. Hello everybody. It is the 31st of May today, and I'm excited because this is appointment number 3 with my orthodontist for my Invisalign journey. Today's exciting because I get to see my treatment plan. They're going to show me a video that was produced by the Invisalign company. Probably take a video of the video that I'm going to watch, because I think it's kind of cool to see 3D video of what my teeth could potentially look like. Okay, let's go.
To move it can sometimes be quite tricky.
Yeah.
So the little attachment just helps with pushing and rotating the teeth the way we want. You've got little blue marks here and here. Those are little cutouts for elastic use later on, because we'll need to kind of retract the teeth a wee bit just to help prevent any kind of overbite, because you do have a bit of an overbite at the moment. You can see if we look at it from a side profile, the front incisor and the lower incisor, there's quite a big overbite. So what our goal would be to do is to retract the overbite by using a little bit of elastic, and that's just to kind of reduce the gap that you have between your front teeth. So same thing on the other side. You can see how far the top incisor sticks.
Yeah.
There's quite a distant gap there, and so after the use of elastics and retraction, we can see that the overbite between the front teeth is reduced.
Yes.
Quite significantly.
And is that more of an appropriate amount?
Yeah.
Okay.
So usually they should only the overjet should only be a little bit tiny bit. They should still be in contact, but what you had there was because this tooth was tapped in, it's created that overbite between the other teeth.
Right, I see that, yeah.
So same thing, button on the other side to aid movements. Majority of the movements quite predictable, which is good. So areas where there's no marks are areas where the tooth is moving within a very predictable range, and Invisalign, their data shows that within that range, everything generally is fine.
Okay.
Areas where you might have blue mark are areas where there's slightly more movement, and sometimes they just require closer monitoring. Because of the amount of movement it requires, sometimes it may just need a bit of touch up at the end with a few extra trays. And then often there will be ones that are black. Black is even further beyond the predictable range, so those are usually very unpredictable. You don't have any black circles, which is good. So majority of those teeth are very predictable.
And I like that these ones are predictable because they're the most visible.
The bottom ones, what they've incorporated is also a little bit of IPR. I've told them to reduce the amount of IPR required. IPR, you know a little bit about that, is just to kind of shape the teeth a wee bit. The reason why they've done it on the bottom is so your front teeth won't clash so much, and also so that it can come in together a little bit nicer. The top ones don't have IPR at the moment, and what I'd probably recommend in your case is to actually just go through the first lot of trays and see how the gums end up. Because the main reason why we might do IPR in the front is if these ones end up developing little gaps in between, we may want to do a little bit of IPL with these teeth to bring them in closer to hide the gap.
Yeah.
Reason why I don't want to do it at the start is Invisalign software does not predict gum movement very well. So it predicts teeth movement, but where your gums start off with here and here or anywhere else, they just leave it at that same position right through our treatment. And usually that's not the case, because gums do move, gums do rotate, and sometimes they blanch up the side of the tooth. So you might actually find that by the time we get to here, there is actually no gap in there at all.
Okay.
In which case we do not want to do any IPR if we don't need to.
Yes.
IPR is usually done is if we don't have enough space.
Yeah.
So if we do need to do IPR at the end, so be it. It's easy to do at the end anyway, and the teeth are a lot straighter. We know exactly where to take it off. The other thing I'd recommend assessing towards the end is also the gum height.
Yes.
Because you can see there is a bit of gum height there to begin with. Part of the reason is positioning. So one tooth is actually a little bit further back, the other one is further forward. By the time this one moves forward, you'll often notice that the gum will actually go up the tooth a wee bit, because the tooth is actually starting to become more protruded like the other one. Because the software doesn't predict that, there's no way to predict where the gum height is, that's why they've just kept it at that level. We can tell the software to, let's move this tooth all the way up so the gum height matches. But we don't know if that's even necessary towards the end. If we do that, downside is you'll need to do a very big build up on the end or veneer, and then you'll have constant maintenance of that veneer over a long period of time.
Yeah.
So ideally, the less we do, the easier it is for you going forward.
Yeah.
So I would, in this situation, recommend just leaving it where it is.
Yes.
And then towards the end, when we're assessing this gap, potentially this gap, and we can also assess the height of the gum there. I had a patient exactly the same case as yours. One of his tooth was a little bit more in, and so the gums were a lot lower on the tooth like this. By the time we straightened everything out, we thought we may need to push it in or lengthen the tooth. It turns out that at the end of the treatment, it was actually the same height.
Oh wow! Yeah. I hope that happens to me.
So in your case, I would be a bit reluctant to push this one in so far and find that it was actually all unnecessary. Because based on the X-ray I had a look, the crown of the teeth are actually very similar. So that's one thing we look at is the X-ray to see whether there's any height discrepancy. So measuring from the edge of the enamel to the edge of the tooth, it's actually very, very similar. So that indicates to us that the tooth is actually the same length. So the only reason for the gum difference is the position.
Okay. And about how many months is that when you get to 21?
21. Depends on how quick your teeth are moving. Usually we recommend patients starting off with 2 weeks.
Hello everybody, I actually forgot to do an update while it was still sunlight out, so you're just gonna have to put up with the bathroom fan because this is the only spot in my flat that has good lighting after the sun goes down. Everything went really well. It was a very fast appointment. We just went over the treatment plan where I'm going to start now, as my teeth look great now, and then 21 weeks from now where they're gonna be at. And 21 weeks may take 23 weeks, just depending on how my teeth move. We just don't know what it's gonna be like until I'm in it. We may have to wear some trays a little bit longer, some a little bit shorter. It's all just gonna depend. So anywhere between 21 to 23 weeks. And then after that, we would have to do some additional trays for any corrections that are needed. Apparently, I'm a really great candidate for these clear aligners. Just makes me feel very affirmed in my choice to go with Invisalign because I know and I trust the technology. I am a good candidate for it. I'm gonna go back to my orthodontist. He is then going to prep my mouth. He's gonna put some bonds. I think they're called buttons. He's gonna actually bond these buttons to my teeth to grip onto the clear aligners and hold those trays in my mouth to help straighten my teeth. The biggest thing that I didn't realize is my overbite. that's gonna have to be corrected. So I'm gonna actually have to wear elastics. But he did tell me that because, you know, I'm gonna get used to wearing the trays and getting into a new routine and everything, we are not going to start elastics until maybe 2 months into treatment. So that way, by the time 2 months comes around, I'm gonna be already used to the whole routine. And then adding the elastics shouldn't be too much more of a burden. Sometimes those buttons that they bond on the teeth can pop off. So he's like, if that happens and it's a long time until I see you again for a checkup, you gotta come in and we're gonna rebond them on. And he did say that I'm gonna need to have some IPR, that's shaving in between the teeth, on the bottom, but it's not too much. It's not too much IPR, so I'm happy about that because I really love my natural teeth. They are very good quality teeth. So I am trying to maintain the integrity of my teeth as much as possible. So that means I'm trying to minimize how much of my actual tooth we are shaving off. But the IPR is absolutely essential for the bottom teeth. There's just not enough space. But the biggest thing that I was surprised about is he actually says you're gonna be finished treatment in under 12 months. If I am compliant and all goes well with my treatment and my teeth respond to the movement, he's like, yeah, you're gonna be under a year. I don't think you need any more than that. And he also said something that scared me, but once we start maybe 2 months in and your teeth are really shifting, you can actually report your teeth feeling loose. And that really freaked me out. I said, oh my gosh, that's gonna freak me out when I'm flossing and I can feel a tooth feel like it's loose, because it's just scary. I'm like, I don't wanna lose a tooth. He's like, you're not gonna lose a tooth. It's totally normal for them to feel a little bit loose because that's actually good. It means that they're moving and they're shifting and they're responding to the clear aligners. The clear aligners would be doing their job if your teeth are loose. And I was like, that is literally my nightmare. Like, people have nightmares about this, of their teeth being loose and falling out. It's gonna be another 1 to 2 weeks until the trays come in. That's it. So really good news, very quick appointment. It was so quick that I actually ended up wanting to treat myself, and I went to Pickle and Pie, a beautiful local cafe here in Wellington, and I got myself a delicious cheese scone. This one is actually one of the best cheese scones I've had in Wellington. I definitely recommend. So that was my little wee treat before I walked home. Now we're here, Friday night. I had karaoke plans. They were just canceled. So now it's a nice cozy Friday night in. I'm actually editing a video and I feel really good about all of my updates with my teeth. I can't wait because the next update that I come on with is me getting the trays fitted in. Oh, I just can't wait. I'm so excited for it. I will leave it there. Thank you so much for listening, and I will talk to you guys in another update. Bye.